Yes, you are indeed watching a Japanese commercial because we are sitting in one of the most luxurious Lexuses that I have ever sat in, Tommy. And the question that I'm going to pose to you, Tommy, is would you buy this incredibly luxurious Lexus with a catch? And we'll show you the catch in a second, but let's talk about this Lexus.
So what we are sitting in is something called a Lexus LM. And this is a level of luxury we have never, ever seen from this brand. We're talking luxury that far exceeds the flagship LS. Let's show you some of the crazy features in the back of this car. This is not a one-off special-made limousine. This is a production vehicle sold right now here in Japan. So we got to start with the truly enormous TV that is plastered against this divider between the passenger compartment and the driver's compartment.
Yeah, this is definitely a car that you want to be driven in and not drive yourself.
And if I'm correct, I do believe we can actually raise a partition. So if I pull this lever, then a glass partition glides up and down between the driver and the passenger. And then if I push a button here, watch what happens. Boom. Driver and passenger disappear. That is truly amazing. Look at that. Look at the immediacy of that. So now we are in our own little bubble. But let's say I want to make it even more secluded. I can use this button to put some side shades down.
You're doing that one.
Yep, there we go. There's the side shade. And we can also do
My side shade.
the main windows as well. If I push this button, where is it going?
You pushed this.
I can also lower them from the side of the window. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, but that is an option, Dan.
I think this is, oh, that's that. That's the window,
Yep.
which is cool in itself.
We are figuring it out as we go.
And this is, yeah, that side shade. But where's that side shade? Maybe, oh, there it goes. Look at that.
There you go. You
Now-
got it.
And there's also, Tommy, a roof shade. So look at that.
And there's one over here as well that can hide away the roof. And look at the attention to quality here. This beautiful textured wood inlay that is so well crafted with our climate control at the front, air vents up here. We do have lighting and ambient lighting that illuminates this entire side portion of the overhead console.
Look at me. I've got my little tray here.
That's cool.
If I need to do some work.
Yeah.
Or dare I say, eat some food. Of course, you've got tons of leg room. And these seats do recline all the way for, I'm going to say it, first class like.
Yeah, I mean, this is a business class experience.
I want to say first class.
First class experience. I should say private jet experience. You have a foot shade that comes up out of the floor. We've got massage. I mean, it's amazing back here. And you also come included with these two little phones that allow you to control pretty much every aspect of the car for each side of the experience, which is cool. We can also change the audio. And there's a climate concierge. Look at this. You can dream. You can relax. Look at that. That's going to change the seat position. It's going to change the window position. That's amazing.
Look, I've got my own little phone here. And of course, as befits a luxury car, you have a refrigerator, in this case, full of mineral water.
Yep, and let's talk about some of the other features back here. Big cuppies in front of your feet. So I push in here. That's going to reveal a nice little storage area. And then back here, let's see what we got. Another storage area with full of charging. I mean, this is just a level of luxury.
Look at this little pillow, huh? How cool is that?
And what's in here?
Yeah.
See what's in here?
That's a little cubby hole.
Sunglass holder there.
Yeah, and then you got, look at these little lights over here.
Oh.
That you could aim.
And you've got your little vanity mirror. I mean, this is truly incredible. I don't think I've ever seen a Lexus with this level of Bentley or even almost Rolls-Royce levels of quality.
Now, the question that we're asking you guys is, would you buy this vehicle? Because one of the reasons that Lexus flew us out here to Japan to experience these forbidden fruit vehicles, basically cars that we don't get in the U.S., is because they may be testing the waters, Tommy, to see if people actually would buy something like this.
And this Lexus LM is the one they specifically wanted us to check out, which is obviously not proof it's coming to the States, but it is an interesting indication that perhaps they are considering it. Now, we got to show them what this car looks like. I think we've teased the rear seat enough.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a catch, as we said at the beginning, because even though this is an incredibly spacious, incredibly luxurious, incredibly comfortable car, there is something that you might not like about it, and let's just show them, Tommy.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room,
Yeah.
because the form factor of the Lexus LM 500H is that of a minivan.
Yeah, that's right. It's the most luxurious minivan that I have ever sat in.
Now, the LM comes in a couple different versions here in Japan. There's a 350, there's the 500, and this one with the executive package is technically only a 4-seater. Obviously driven to be the utmost uncomfortable for the rear passengers rather than the front. The front is still nice with the beautiful leather seats and the wonderful stitching and the wood inlays, but clearly a rear-focused vehicle. And this one doesn't even have a third row at all. This is strictly a 4-seat minivan.
But it is a hybrid, Tommy, because
It
it's
is
a
a hybrid.
500H.
And it's also an all-wheel drive hybrid, much like the Toyota Sienna. Now, I believe it's a different platform than the Sienna. And of course, here in Japan, the majority of these aren't going to just be 4-seaters. They are going to have the third row. But this is an interesting approach at this form factor, because in a lot of parts of America, we think minivans as being family haulers. In a lot of parts of Asia, though, this is the new expression of luxury, because they allow you to do more with the rear seat than a sedan would ever allow.
You know what this reminds me of? The most, a GLS Maybach.
Okay,
That's about as close in terms of just sheer luxury as you're going to get. Now, of course, that is an SUV, and this is a minivan, which a lot of you guys might find, well, problematic, because most of these do school duty. You know, they have a reputation for being mom-mobiles, let's face it, Tommy, and not, you know, luxurious passenger vehicles taking executives to the airport. But maybe Lexus thinks that they can change the definition of a minivan.
yeah, and it's an interesting concept, right? Because look, an SUV, I think, in the US is a more attractive form factor for a lot of people. But if you strictly care about all-out comfort, the minivan is the way to go, because you have a completely flat floor, it's easy to get in and out of, it's more accessible for more people, and you still have like some truly amazing features like this bespoke umbrella, the stitched handle here. I mean, it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience if you can just get past that relatively van-like exterior.
Well, I mean, let's face it, the minivan is the most utilitarian, the most roomy, the most, dare I say, easy to get in and out of vehicle that there is. And so why not make that into a luxury liner? It's the best way I could describe this.
Now, in Japan, this executive package LM500H comes in at 20 million yen,
How much is that in dollars?
about 130,000 US, which is a lot of money. I mean, we're talking more than a Lexus LS, but it also offers a level of premium features that far exceeds their traditional flagship.
Well, will it go off-road, Tommy?
No,
Of course not.
no. And yeah, that's a good point. There's also the Lexus LX, which is based on the 300 series. And let's just get a quick sense of what the interior is like in the front. A little bit like a super nice Sienna. So the screen is very similar to other Lexus infotainment systems we see in vehicles like the RX and the GX and that kind of thing. But the quality of the wood inlays is beautiful. The comfort of the armrest is really nice. Do you have enough room, or are you kind of squished?
I'm super comfortable. Now, here's the rub, right? In America, we're not used to being driven, right? This is not something that is common, if even much done, unless you're super high up on the must scale. But can you imagine this without this big wall back here? Much more of, let's say, a luxurious family hauler or a luxurious 4-passenger hauler, and not something that's purely meant for a chauffeur and a rider in the back.
Yeah, I think that would, I mean, if this had 6 seats instead of 4,
Yeah.
and it was still able to retain 70% of this luxury, and it came in at a price under $100,000, I really think it would be a seller. Not maybe a huge volume seller like a Toyota Sienna, but people would be interested in purchasing it.
Yeah, I don't think that this like partition's going to fly in America, but I do think that basic form factor, Tommy, is something that people would be interested in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you even get like the thick carpets like you'd find in a Rolls Royce to some extent. So it's a level of quality we are not used, or I should say a level of comfort and refinement we are not used to seeing even in a Lexus, but I think it could be pretty cool.
I mean, look here, I've got heated and cooled seats, a heated steering wheel, so as a driver, I am also cocooned in the lap of luxury. And it is a very nice vehicle. Now, we have not driven this, so, you know, that of course is a question, but I'm not sure that, you know, a minivan is tuned for performance. It does have a long wheelbase, so I'm suspecting it's going to have a very plush and comfortable ride. I'm sure this is going to be one of the nicest things that you can drive in Japan on the freeway. That's a minivan.
Well, folks, we would love to hear your opinion on this, and I think Lexus would like that as well. Not sponsored in any way. I think that this might be a tough initial sell in the US because there is a stigma related to the minivan shape. But just like a lot of luxury SUVs that also initially did fight with that stigma, folks have come around to them in a huge way, and I could see that same thing happening to the LM.
All right, how about this, Tommy? How about a Lexus Tundra? What do you think of that?
That's an idea too. You know what LM stands for, by the way?
What does it stand for?
Luxury mover.
Well, that's certainly a giant maw on the front of that. I mean, talk about your big-ass spindle grill. There it is. Well, guys, thanks for watching. We will read the comments. I'm sure Lexus might read the comments. Let them know what you think of the LM. And as always, this is Roman.
And Tommy, head over to alltfl.com. We got more videos for you coming.
Ciao.